Do you know of anyone in authority, either in the Congress or in the administration, who believes that we should send ground troops into Libya?
I haven't met anybody yet who supports
either.
that.
I haven't either, nor do I. In fact, I think all of us would be, it'd be a great mistake. Do you believe that it is a proper role of Congress to restrict the powers of the President of the United States to act? In other words, you and I were around when there was a vote for cutoff of funds for Vietnam. Whether that was right or wrong, that was the appropriate role of Congress. Does it worry you if the Congress begins to tell the Commander-in-Chief as to exactly what he can or cannot do, what the President can or cannot do in any conflict?
Senator, I believe very strongly that the President has the constitutional power as Commander-in-Chief to take steps that he believes are necessary to protect this country and protect our national interests. Obviously, I think it's important for presidents to consult, to have the advice of Congress, but in the end, I believe he has the constitutional power to do what he has to do to protect this country.
With respect to the situation in Libya, I take your point during your exchange with Senator McCain that it is the President's responsibility to ensure national security. At the same time, we have a situation where when the President unilaterally decides to begin a military operation and then continues it, where clearly, I think as a former member of Congress, you would agree that the Congress needs to be involved in shaping downstream when something like that occurs. Yeah. Let me say it another way. No one would disagree that with the President's authority to unilaterally order military force that the country is under attack, under imminent threat of attack, invoking the inherent right of self-defense, which is actually, I think, what we're doing in a lot of these strikes, and even places like Yemen, or if we're coming to the aid of an ally based on a treaty commitment, or we're defending Americans, protecting Americans who are in distress. But when you have a situation like in this case where the justification is humanitarian, you can see the potential for a very broad definition of what a humanitarian crisis is. And once that decision is made unilaterally by the President, it needs to be subject to the review and the direction of the Congress, in my view.
Senator, it's been my experience, both of Congress and member of administrations, that while obviously that constitutional power does rest with the President, that once those decisions are made, in order for those decisions to be sustained, that it's very important to work with the Congress, seek the best advice and counsel of the Congress, and hopefully to get the Congress's support for those actions.
And I did hear you agree with Senator McCain to his comment that nobody's thinking about putting American ground forces in Libya.
That's correct.
And that, I assume that also means after the fall of the Gaddafi regime?
As far as I know, no one is discussing any boots on the ground there at any time.
Perhaps, as you know, the House passed a provision to that effect with 416 votes, and I've introduced a provision here. I just think we got our hands full, and it's not something we should be doing in the future in that part of the world. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.